y'all, what's up, and welcome back to another video of As Always Aleia. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Aleia. I discuss natural hair care content on my platforms, and today we have to take my crochet out. It's been about 2 weeks, it's starting to itch, and it's just time to do my hair. So we're gonna do that today, and while I'm taking out my crochet, I'm not only gonna show you how I take out my crochet hair, but I'm also gonna be giving you guys a little bit of a story time. So I'm gonna be telling you guys a story time about actually how I got cheated on. Okay, so a few things before I get started with this story time. One, don't be talking about my hair, friend. I know it's crusty, it's starting to itch, it's time to come out. So if y'all see a little white snowflake, don't you say nothing. Two, the story time that I'm about to give y'all, this happened like 4 or 5 years ago. So like, I'm really over it. Plus, I'm in a much better situation than I am now than I was in the past. So I am more than happy to share this with you because there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and make sure you guys stay tuned to the end of the video so you can hear how I'm just in a better position than I was way back then. All right, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna be taking out my hair and then talking to y'all about how I got cheated on. So if I'm looking down, I just have my handy dandy mirror right here so I can kind of see what I'm doing, but I'm mainly just going to be feeling for the knots. I also have a bag here so I can do an easy cleanup when I'm done, and hopefully this works because if I get tired, I'm gonna just start throwing them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this story time because I know you guys are waiting. So this goes back, y'all. This goes back 10 years ago. Before we get started, I gotta give the cheater, I gotta give him a name. We gonna call him Reptar, y'all. We gonna call him Reptar. So let me start taking out the crochet. I'm gonna just start right here in the front, and then I'm gonna take down the sides. In order to take down the crochet, you just have to feel for the knot. It does help if you have no nails or short nails. If you got long nails, best of luck to you, sister. But I'm just gonna be feeling for these knots. Okay, all right, so I found the little knot. Y'all can see right here, and I'm about to start pulling it out. And we're gonna do that like 1,000 more times. They are super, super easy to take out. You just kind of have to find the knot, feel at it, and then kind of tug it in the opposite direction to take it out. In most cases, you should be able to wear these again, so I'm gonna try to keep them. Like I said, this all started back in college when I was a freshman at the University of Pittsburgh in 2012. It is early September, and I go to my first frat party with a group of girls who were also freshmen that I had met just on campus. We go to this frat party and I meet Reptar. That is how I met him. I met him at a frat party. He was an upperclassman. I think he was like 2 years ahead of me. It seemed fine at first, but things took a turn really quickly. Yeah, so I met Reptar at a college party, and one tip that I want to give to you guys, because also I'm not only going to be telling you a story time, but I hope that there are freshman girls watching this, or just probably girls that are in high school about to graduate, and maybe you can take something away from what I'm about to say, because like I said, this happened 10 years ago. I'm a little bit more mature. I know what to look out for now when it comes to men. So hopefully some of my tips that I give you guys throughout me telling this story time, it might help someone. But if you are going into your freshman year, don't get into a relationship. Like, just don't do it. Like, I know a lot of like parents probably say that as well, just to try to like protect you, but like seriously, you are going to have a lot more fun on campus if you're single. And I don't mean fun by like sex or intimacy. I mean fun just like not having to deal with the stress of a relationship, because we all know how stressful relationships can be. And this particular person I was with, Reptar, he was super insecure. So anytime I would go out anywhere or do something, it always ended up in an argument at the end of the night, and it just wasn't healthy for my mental. And like, I didn't realize it then when I was in it. I just thought that that's what relationships were. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you argue. But anywho, so if you are a freshman, just do not get into a relationship. You're 18 to 22. Don't be in a relationship. Have fun. And again, I don't mean have fun by being intimate. Just chill with your girls or chill with your guys, like whoever's watching this. It's like, man, like my biggest regret from college is why wasn't I single? So if there's anything that you guys take away from this story time, it's be single when you are in college, and don't go study with any guy or any girl, and be happy. It's because it's going to be a lot more stress-free, trust me. And just to paint the picture, me in college, I was very, very book hungry. I wanted straight A's. I said I wanted, I didn't get, okay? C's get degrees, baby. But I wanted straight A's. I was the type of person that was always booking like office hours with the professors after class. I was on the executive board. I worked all 4 years in the library. I was on the dance team, National Honor Society. So I was very, very book smart. I was not the type of girl to just be like buck wilding on campus like some of the other people I had saw. Honestly, like I was miserable in college because every time I would try to like do something with my girls, it always ended up in an argument between me and Reptar. Why am I calling this man Reptar, y'all? But anyways, that's what we'll call him. It always ended up into an argument every time I tried to just go out and have a good time with my girls. So I didn't start having a good time on college, in college until he graduated. Until he graduated. So child, my hair is so crusty, y'all. It's crusty, friend. The flakes is flowing, friend. It's okay. We gonna wash her. That was nice. Senior year was actually really good for me. After my senior year, me and Reptar decided that we were going to live together. So that's when things got interesting. Okay, so I graduated in 2016 from college. I had my degree. I was ready for the world. And I decided that I was gonna go to Pittsburgh and we were going to find a house or a home together and kind of just like start our lives. That's what I thought that I wanted at the time. Mind you, I was like 22. So we found a beautiful home. My favorite thing about Pittsburgh was my home. We found a beautiful home in the most like luxurious popular area in Pittsburgh. It's called Mount Washington, and I'll try to insert some pictures so you guys can see. Mount Washington is beautiful. It overlooks the entire city, and we were like right by, like our backyard literally was the city. It was so nice. We got really lucky finding that spot. The only reason we even got that place is because I had to put down the down payment. I think the down payment was either like $2,000 or $2,500 to like hold the house. So I put down the down payment on the house because Reptar didn't have any money. Like, how did you graduate a whole year before me and you don't have no coins, bro? At that time, he was living in his mom's basement, so he obviously was excited to move into his own place. Pittsburgh, like I had a good time in Pittsburgh. Like I just wish I was by myself. I wish I was not with Reptar. When I got to Pittsburgh, I already had a job lined up for me as well, because when I was in college, I was applying for jobs as I knew graduation was approaching. So I landed a really cool job at Comcast in their sales and advertising department. So I was like right up my lane with my degree. I had a broadcast communications and marketing degree. So I was just on, like I had a full job, a career. I had my car. Like, I was on. I was so happy. At this time, Reptar landed a job as a bank teller at a bank. So that's where he was working at. I was working at Comcast, and we were making like, I guess, a good living for ourselves or whatever. We were able to pay the bills until this dude got freaking fired. I don't even know how that happened. He said that his manager didn't like him and they just thought that it was best that he leave like after a few months. So like I was stuck paying the bills at Comcast. Luckily, we got our cable at, I think it was like $13 a month because I worked there and I had like a 90% off discount. So we had like all the cable channels, 2-3 boxes, Wi-Fi, like phones, everything was set up because of me. If it's one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet. All the bills were also in my name. Like the electric bill was in my name. I don't remember what other bills that we had to pay, but everything was in my name, and he was giving me money every month to pay the bills, like half of the money, which I didn't think was fair. For real, like that's another thing that I don't think is fair. If you as a woman, like I get it, it's different, like boyfriend and girlfriend versus marriage, but like still, if you're living with a man and that's your like boyfriend or husband, if you're cooking and cleaning, I don't think it's fair that the woman also has to pay 50% of the bills. It should be at least like 70-30 for the bills if the woman is also like cooking and cleaning. And if you have kids, oh no, like who is paying 50%? Who is paying 50%? But whatever, I was paying 50% like a dummy. So we split the bills 50-50, and then I was also like cooking and cleaning up and stuff like that. So it was just kind of annoying looking back, but again, being 22, I didn't look at it like that. But now that I'm 28, I'm like, hold up, shawty, something ain't right. So we're living in Pittsburgh, and he starts to introduce me to his friends who weren't from our college. So he introduces me to like his neighborhood friends, but like I realized that he never introduced me to his parents. Like it was weird, and that is a red flag, y'all. Women especially, that's a red flag. Like if your partner doesn't feel comfortable introducing you to his parents, like that is a red flag. At the time I didn't realize it because I was young. So he introduces me to his friends. friend and his best friend's baby mom. She's going to come into play later. So at first everything was cool. We're all chilling. Like I'm getting to know his best friend's baby mom. Him and his best friend are chilling. Like we're all going out together. It's a good time. Everybody's laughing, yada yada yada. I realized like he was an excessive drinker. He liked to party a lot. He liked to be intoxicated. He liked to be in like a different state of mind. Like he didn't like being sober. He liked to be intoxicated. Like he liked that feeling of intoxication. But when he's intoxicated, he's like belligerent and stuff like that. So I just didn't like that. And I'm not a big drinker. I never was, like, but he was, and it was just disgusting to watch his attitude sometimes. He was very insecure. Reptar was not the best looking person, I should say. I'm not trying to be rude, but he wasn't the best looking person. I mean, a lot of my friends and family agreed, but they didn't tell me until after we broke up. So like the insecurity like stuff got really bad when we would go out. We went out to this place called Southside. It's a really popular place in Pittsburgh. Y'all see how far I'm coming along? I got one out and like a little half of one right here. We ain't making it nowhere, friends. Sit back, get you some popcorn, get you some tea, because we gonna be here a while. Okay, I just realized that. This is how I found out like it was starting to become an issue when we would go out and he would get drunk because he would be super insecure. So one time we had went out and we were on Southside, and it's just like back to back bars. All the young people go down there to party. It's a really fun experience called Southside. So we're down Southside, we're waiting in line to get into this bar, and the bouncer is talking to me. Just a normal, regular conversation. You know what I mean? Regular conversation. And after I'm done talking to the bouncer, I look at Reptar and he's livid. Why are you upset? Like, what's the problem? And he's like accusing me of flirting with the bouncer. He's like holding on to me and whispering in my ear, and like it's just making stuff so awkward. It's like, bro, like I was not flirting with the, like, first of all, it is disrespectful to flirt with somebody in front of your boyfriend's face. Like, who does that? So for you to accuse me of that, like it's so annoying. Like I was actually so upset because we had gotten into an argument. I wound up walking home that night because he drove and I did not want to be in the car with him. Like when I tell y'all, like I was in a very toxic relationship. It was like I walked home at like 1:30 in the morning from Southside, and that was dangerous. But I was mad and I didn't care. Like, how dare you accuse me of that? And like that's not the only time he did that. Like every time I would have a conversation other than somebody that was him, that was the same sex as him, he would have a problem with that. That is a red flag. You are so insecure if I can't have a normal conversation with another male. So another thing that happened why this man was drunk is he took my car without asking. He went out to Southside with his friends to go do whatever time of night it was. I'm sleeping. Well, he comes home, crawls in the bed. Like I feel him crawling in the bed, but it's late. You know, we're all sleeping. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. So I wake up the next day. I'm going to the bathroom, and he's like, "Oh, I have something to tell you." I was like, "What's up? Like, talk to me." He was like, "I crashed your car." I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, I took your car last night and I crashed it. And like, it's bad." So he's like, "Yeah, it's bad. I wasn't able to drive it. I had to call a tow truck. I was intoxicated. I had my friend in the car and I was going around a bend. I was going too fast and I banged out and, you know, I ruined your car." I was so mad, y'all. I was so mad. I had an outside sales job. An outside sales job is when every day when you go to work, you have to then go get back into your car and go into town and perform your duties for the day in your car, which I no longer had, which I needed for my job to pay the bills. Like, bro, when I tell you I was livid, I was livid. So we had to get dressed. We took an Uber down to where my broken car was. When I saw it, I cried. I wish I still had the pictures. The whole front was messed up. There was like this green goo oozing out of the car. It was irreparable. It was irreparable. I always say like it's blessings in disguises because I got a new car, which I'll tell you guys about in a second. But like still, like who steals somebody's car and crashes it and then didn't pay for nothing? He didn't, like, I think he had lost his job by this point. He, like I said, he was working at the bank and his manager decided to let him go because he just, I guess, wasn't performing his duties or whatever the case may be. He probably lied to me. I don't even know why he lost his job, but he wasn't working at the time. He didn't have any money. I was paying all the bills. You were going out drinking. You got drunk. You stole and crashed my car. Now I have to take an Uber, pay for more money to get down to the place that's holding my car. I get there, I see my car, it's completely damaged. There's like this green goo just coming out of the tire. I'm so sad, y'all. I'm crying. I'm so sad because I didn't know what I was gonna do. But as a boss woman, does, we immediately bossed up and I started looking for a new car, which I was able to get. I want to say that he robbed me of my first experience of it going and purchasing a brand new car. That is like every 20-year-old's dream, is to go into a car dealership and be able to have enough money to purchase a brand new car. And he robbed me of that experience because it was the most stressful and dreadful time. Mind you, I had an outside sales job, so it's either get a car immediately or take an Uber to all your appointments that you have for that day in the area. And I wasn't taking an Uber, it was way too expensive. So I had to boss up, go out, quickly find a car, which I'm still driving to this day. Ow, I got a 2017 Chevy Cruze, bought it brand new, honey. It was like the end of 2016 when I got her, so everybody was all hyped, like, oh, you riding around in 2017 and 2016? I was like, yeah. So I was really hyped about that, but like getting the car was so stressful because it was my first time at a dealership. I experienced racial profiling, just being young. I was like 22, 23, trying to purchase a brand new car, so people were telling me that I needed a cosigner, and you didn't even run my credit, you don't even know my name, and you're telling me that I need a cosigner. So it was just like racial profiling, discrimination. I was walking into dealerships and I was not being greeted because I was black. It was bad, friend. And I just didn't have a good time. I had to rush, and that's why I ended up with Chevy. I didn't even know Chevy was an American car. I didn't know anything. Like, how am I at a dealership with a man and like I still gotta figure stuff out on my own? It was horrible, yo. Absolutely horrible. Child, I'm trying to get these out. I feel like I'm not getting nowhere. So I finally got my car after many tears later, because I was definitely crying all up in that dealership, and I felt bad for the salesperson because she thought that she did something wrong, but she didn't do anything wrong. It was really my ex, Reptar, that freaking crashed my car and forced me to buy a brand new, well, I didn't have to buy a brand new car, but like, if I'm gonna get a car, I'm gonna get a car, you know what I mean? So I bought a brand new car. But yeah, so that happened. And what else? Because it's a lot, y'all. Y'all getting this tea, y'all okay? If you are liking this video right now, if you here for the tea, if you guys are relaxing, chilling, go ahead and like and subscribe to this video, because it gets really juicy. So I told you guys that I never met this man's parents, right? The whole time I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm in Pittsburgh from like 2016 to 2018, but I've been talking to this guy since 2012. So I'm in Pittsburgh and I never met his parents until he needed a car. So this man needs a car because he landed a new job somewhere far away and he was tired of taking public transportation, so he's trying to get himself a truck. So it is me going around to dealerships with this man, Reptar, looking for a truck. He found one that he liked, but the guy explained that he needed a cosigner, so he got his dad. So his dad met him at the dealership, but he didn't have a car, so he needed me to also drive him to the dealership to go meet his dad so they can cosign. That is the only reason why I met his parents, y'all, is because this man needed a ride to the dealership to go cosign on the car with his father because he couldn't get one on his own. And mind you, I ain't need no cosigner. So it was so awkward. Back up. It was so awkward. Reptar did not have a good relationship with his parents for whatever reason, I don't know. But obviously it has to be some type of good if they're willing to co-sign on a vehicle for you. But when we got to the dealership, I was expecting Reptar to be like, hey, mom and dad, this is my girlfriend Aleia. Aleia, these are my parents. This is mom and dad. He ain't do none of that, bro. I met his mom for the first time. I had to introduce myself. Like, it was weird. And we walked into the dealership and like he looked at his parents and kind of like gave him a nod, like, oh, there they are. He didn't come over, and like I'm just like standing in between them. He's not saying much to his parents. I'm just like, hi, I'm Aleia. Like, I hugged his mom, I hugged his dad. I'm just trying to be as friendly as possible. But like, that was the only time I met his parents, and it was like forced, you know what I mean? Just because he needed a ride to the dealership to have his dad co-sign, but something happened where it didn't even work out and he didn't get that car, or that truck I should say. Fast forward a few weeks later, he found a truck that he was actually able to purchase and drive off the lot. He just needed help with a down payment, so I gave him a couple $100s so he can go ahead and get his truck. Mind you, when I got my car, he ain't helped with shit. And when he finally, because he wasn't working at the time, so he didn't have no money, but even when he got back on his feet, like, he never even said like, hey, let me pay you back for some of this stuff that like I missed on or whatever. Like, it, like, y'all, it was a whole problem. Anyways, he got his little ugly truck. and I helped him pay for it. It was just so many red flags looking back. It was so many red flags that I was just like, okay, that's weird, or I should have said something. Like, so like I was telling y'all in the beginning of the story that I was really close with his best friend's baby mom. We became friends. So at the beginning of our friendship, we was like, I don't want to like say standoffish, but at the end of the day, like, I'm there with my man, you're there with your baby dad or your boyfriend, however you want to title him. So, you know, I'm riding for mine, you riding for yours, whatever. But as the months prolonged and I'm hanging out with this girl, I don't know how the conversation came up. I cannot think of it for the life of me. But one day we just started spilling the tea, bro. Like something happened. Something happened and we started spilling the tea. And I told her, I was like, I didn't want to tell you because one, like, I'm here with my ex. I don't want to, you know, I'm riding for him at the end of the day. I met you through him. So like, I'm not going to spill no tea. But something happened. She is now telling me what she knows about my man or a Reptar. I'm telling her because I know some tea about her baby dad. So I'm like, yo, I seen this with my own eyes. Da-da-da-da. This happened too. And vice versa. She said, nah, I seen this with my own eyes. Da-da-da-da. This happened too. So like, we are livid. Like, we're so mad. I don't even remember how it went. Oh yes, he denied everything. I think I kicked him out the house and he like denied everything. But she had like evidence, I think, and showed me. It happened so long ago, child. I don't even know. But I kicked him out the house. He was out the house for like a month or a couple weeks. I don't even remember. Then we wind up like hashing it out or whatever and got over it. But like, I should have just let him go at that moment, bro. Like, if another female comes up to you and be like, yo, I saw your boyfriend doing this and they are like a genuine friend, they're not trying to prey on your downfall, you know what I mean? That's a red flag. All these red flags. But that was a red flag. But I don't know why my dumb behind got back with them after she told me. I guess it was because like I didn't see anything with my own eyes, so it's like kind of like effed up for me to leave you based off of speculation or what somebody else saw because I didn't see it. So I guess that's why I stayed with him. So that happened. So we get back together. We're on a rocky road. Like, I don't really trust him. Plus, like, the intimacy was never great. Never great. I'm not a dominant person. Most women are not dominant, and Reptar was not a dominant person either. And I'm specifically talking about in the bedroom. He was not dominant. I was not dominant. Therefore, nothing rarely happened. Like, you have two non-dominant people sleeping next to each other. Anyways, so the intimacy was horrible. The relationship was horrible. This man was really insecure. I was not happy with him. The only good thing was just me living in Pittsburgh with my house in a beautiful neighborhood. I still had my job. I had my brand new 2017 car. I had my gym membership. I was losing weight. I was meal prepping. Like, I was really focused on me at this time. So that's probably why I didn't see none of the BS that he was doing behind the scenes, because I was just so focused and so hungry in becoming the best me that I could be. Like, I've always been that way. I always want to better myself. That I didn't even see anything else on the sidelines of what he was doing, like his little dirt and stuff like that. But I should have peeped it, because like times that I would go out of town for like a week to go spend with my family, and then I would try to like call or contact him, he rarely answered the phone. He only wanted to text. Anytime we would text, we would be arguing. That's a red flag. Like, if you're out of town and your man is arguing with you over what, like, what are you doing? That is a red flag. He wants to be mad so he can go and blow off his steam with another girl. Like, that's what's going on. Or he's already planning on doing it, so he wants to like make you feel mad or something. I don't know. But all these red flags, bro. I'm so embarrassed that I introduced him to my family. I'm from Philadelphia, so we would take a trip to Philly for Thanksgiving, and he spent Thanksgiving with my dad's side of the family, and he also met my father. My father, I should have never introduced him to my dad. And my dad even told me, he said, the next guy you bring around me, you better have a ring on your finger. So I can't introduce anybody else to my dad until I have a ring on my finger, because it didn't work out. But my whole family was like, it was just awkward. He was super quiet and I'm super quiet. This is how I know we didn't work together, because we were kind of the same. Like, I'm not dominant. I'm super timid and shy. I'm a little bit insecure myself, and you're the same way. Like, this isn't going to work. Like, I need a man, honey. I need a man. I don't need no little ass boy. So it just wasn't working. My family peeped that stuff. Like, he was so quiet around my family. So this is the actual breakup. This is how we ended up breaking up. This is the last straw. This is how I found out that he was cheating on me. Okay, so boom, it is February 2018. I was with this man since like 2012. Oh my gosh, it is 2018. Finally, I was like, I remember praying to God, asking him to help me out of this situation because I just didn't want to be with him anymore, and I was looking for a way out, and God kind of gave it to me unwillingly or unknowingly. He gave me a way out. It was so unfortunate, but whatever, it happened. So it's February, it is 2018, and I'm home, I'm cleaning up. I'm in the bathroom, I'm cleaning up, and I see this man's Apple Watch. And I look at it, and this is a tip too, y'all, especially for my women or men. If you go looking for something, you're going to find it. And that's an old saying. That is very true. If you go looking for something, you are going to find it. Sure enough, I ran through this man's Apple Watch. It was locked. Of course, it was the first combination I tried. It was his birthday, so that was dumb. I don't know. Some just like told me like go through it. It was like the good and the bad shoulder, like go through it, because I never went through his phone. He always had his phone locked. I never went through his phone. And this was the very first time that I was going through his Apple Watch. Something just told me to go through it. Sure enough, as soon as I ran through those text messages, all the evidence was there, bro. All the evidence was there. Y'all, like, how am I almost done with my story time? And, like, I'm not even, like, 1/4 of the way done taking out my hair. So, we gonna keep going. Y'all see it's crusty and musty. Child, she itchy. But, yeah, y'all. So, I ran through this man Apple Watch. All the tea was in the text messages. He was talking to multiple women. I wish I still had the screenshots, but I literally deleted everything out of my life that had to do with Reptar, including those screenshots of the women that he was talking to that he met down south side. He was giving women our address, telling them where we live, being very sexual and flirtatious with women. He was indeed cheating on me. There was evidence to prove it. He was talking to multiple women, like the whole nine. So my ass, I'm taking photos because it's a watch. So I'm just taking photos of everything, the numbers, everything, bro. I'm going through everything I can, finding all my little evidence because he's not home from work yet. This man is still at work. I'm home. I'm just taking pictures and like, oh, I was so numb because it was like, I was happy because it's like, yes, I caught him. I can leave. But it's like, damn, I've been with you for so many years and you won't do me like this. So I was just numb. I went out and I left and I cooled off. I went over a friend's house and I kind of just talked to her. I cooled off. I told her what happened. You know, she said, you gotta do what you gotta do. So I went home. He was there eating on the freaking couch. I remember this like it was yesterday. And I came in, I was like, I gotta talk to you. And he like looked at me kind of weird, but I had to go to the bathroom. And he like came back and he had this weird look on his face. I was like, well, why you look like that? What's up? I said, is there anything that you want to tell me? And he was like, no. He wasn't trying to look me in my eyes. He was looking down. I said, is there anything that you want to tell me? He said, no. All right, fine and dandy. Let's get straight to it. I whip out the Apple Watch, bro. I got the Apple Watch in my hand. It's unlocked. So I'm like, who's this person? Whoever the girl's name was. He's like, oh, she's just a friend. I was like, oh, she's just a friend? Let's call her. It went down, bro. I wind up calling one of the girls. She did in fact told me that she had sex with Reptar. He's like trying to grab my phone out of my hand because, mind you, I had all of the pictures with the numbers and text saved on my phone because I took photos. So he's like trying to grab my phone out my hand. I'm trying to talk to this girl. I'm telling the girl, I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at him. I just need some information. She was nervous because obviously somebody called your phone like, hey, you never spoke to me before, but you fucked my man. Like, you know, it was awkward for her, but I was constantly reminding her like, yo, you ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, can you just tell me what happened so I can move on with my life? So boom, she sure enough spilled the tea that day. She was definitely on my side, told me everything that happened. Mind you, there was multiple women that he was talking to that I saw the text messages to, but that was just like the one woman that I called. I remember he leaned over and he was like, let me see the Apple Watch, and he grabbed that shit from me. Red flag, red flag. Why are you grabbing? If you ain't do nothing, why are you grabbing it? Like, he leaned over, he's like, let me see, and he just grabbed his Apple Watch. And I was like, honey, you can grab your Apple Watch all you want. I got all the evidence in my, like, you think I'm dumb? I took pictures of everything. He had to go, y'all. I remember I threw a flute at him. My grandma had like a flute from like the 1950s. Oh my gosh, I think it broke. I think I cracked that dude across his head with that flute. I don't remember. I was livid. So I was like, yeah, you can go ahead and pack your stuff. He immediately started to pack his things and he left. The fact that like the house was was fully furnished and you left with like one luggage bag of stuff shows that that was my house and you were just living there. You took nothing with you besides like your PlayStation and your clothes. I had like everything that was furnished belonged to me. Like the whole house, the cats, they were mine. Like everything in that house was, nothing changed when he left. Literally nothing. He took his PlayStation, he took his clothes. That was it. Everything else remained the same. Ciao. So boom, all this happened in February, right? This literally happened 5 days before my best friend at the time, her birthday was coming up and she lived in Philly. So we broke up. 5 days go by. My friend is just like, come on down. You know, you just went through that dramatic experience. Come have fun. It's my birthday. We gonna turn up in Philly. I'm excited. I have not been single since 2012. I feel like a new woman. Like, y'all, like, I'm telling you, I was happy. Let me keep taking out my hair because I keep talking to y'all. Hold on, frame. Okay, so I decided that I am going to go to Philly and I'm going to turn up with my best friend for her birthday. I don't remember how Reptar found out I was going to Philly. I must have posted it, like, on my story or something before I blocked him. He probably saw it, but he did message me and he begged me not to go to Philly because he already knew what was going to happen. When I went to Philly. Yeah, so he was like begging me not to go to Philly. He was like, let's just work this out. Like, can you please not go to Philly? Bitch, I'm out. Fuck out of here. Like, so sure enough, I went to Philly, y'all, and that is where I met my boyfriend till this day. Oh, hi. I met this guy in Philly. We were out at a nightclub. We exchanged numbers. Baby, we never stopped talking since we met, like, literally my other half. That's why I say there's a good story at the end of this. But anyways, so I met this man, got his number. We're talking nonstop. I had to go back to Pittsburgh because obviously I couldn't stay in Philly, even though that's where I'm from. I had to go back home like after a few days. I think I just spent the weekend there. So I go back home and I realized that my house is broken into. What? Things are just moved around and misplaced, but there's nothing missing. It was like he was like taunting me or effing with me. Like, you knew, like, I knew he was here. Like, how you gave the key back? Like, how did you get in? Like, I'm confused. So sure enough, he was in there and I knew for a fact that he was in my house when I got my iPad and I went to go log in and my iPad password was changed to his birthday. I'm like, this, like, Reptar, come on, bro. Like, you're being so petty. So he changed it to his birthday and then he saw that I DM'd this guy from like a past relationship, like high school, and I just let the guy know that I would be in town for the weekend. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, the guy never responded, but Reptar saw the messages that I DM'd this guy. I was like, hey, I'm going to be in Philly for the weekend, da 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 da. And there was a guy that I previously knew from high school. So he saw that. I don't remember how I knew he saw that. I don't remember if he took screenshots of the messages and like saved them in my iPad. So like he wanted me to know that he saw them, but I didn't care. Okay, I didn't care. He comes by, Reptar comes by a few days later because he wants his mail. I don't have your mail. He's like, well, I changed my address and they were sending my new address form to the house. I just need that piece of information. Where's my mail? I'm like, bro, you have not paid me for no rent. Like, you left in the middle of the month. Like, you owe me money. He's like, you'll get your money when I get my mail. I'm like, you are so petty. Just go ahead and go. And that was the last time I saw that man. Yep, so that was the last time that I had saw him. I wound up blocking him from all social media because when I break up with somebody, I don't want nothing to do with you, especially if it ends on bad terms, how it did with Reptar. I just blocked him from everything and never spoke to him again. But I met this new guy. I met this new guy, so like, I ain't even worried about my ex no more. The only thing I regret, and I told the new guy too, who's my boyfriend to this day, but I told him, I was like, yo, I just got out of a relationship. Like, I'm really not trying to get into nothing serious right now. Like, we can talk. And he's like, no, you know, like, I am ready to settle down. Like, he's telling me all this stuff. It's like, damn, like, it's everything I want to hear, but just not right now. Like, I just got a relationship not even a week ago. Like, give me a second. Like, I feel like he was just being a guy. Like, I don't know why he was saying that stuff, but so I just wound up talking to him. He comes down to visit me in April and I felt so weird. He comes to Pittsburgh and I don't know why I felt like I was doing something wrong. I guess because it was just too soon. Like, I just got out of a relationship and now I'm with this other guy and he's in my house. Like, so I just felt like weird. Like, my new boo is here. I'm happy he's here. This is his first time in Pittsburgh. But as soon as he arrived, like, I don't know. I just, like, I felt like I had to look to my left and look to my right. Like, I was doing something wrong, but I wasn't. It was just a very new experience for me. Like, everything was just new. So, you know, when something's new, you got, like, you got little butterflies in your stomach. You're a little nervous and you feel like you're doing something wrong, but you're not. Like, you're single. Like, you're fine. But it's like, ugh. But sure enough, we had the best time in Pittsburgh. Probably the best time that I had in Pittsburgh was with my boyfriend that I'm with now. And he came to visit me. I took him all around town. He loved Pittsburgh. We took photos. We went to like the best restaurants. I took him out South Side. Like, we did everything. And he stayed a few days with me. I was like nervous that my ex was gonna pop up, like see a random car in the driveway and he'll try to do some crazy stuff. But my ex, Reptar, excuse me, he never came through. And like the fact that my boyfriend would like didn't care, like he is such a G. Like, you just really come to a town, like a whole town. He's from Jersey. You come all the way to Pittsburgh or drive all the way to Pittsburgh to see me. And he not looking to his left or his right or nothing. Like, he's straight the whole time. Like, it was cute. I peeped that. I was nervous. He wasn't nervous, but I was the one that just got out of a relationship. Just because I didn't want no pop-ups. I don't want no drama. I don't want nothing to happen. You know what I mean? Guys act crazy over women. So I just didn't want no problems. Nothing happened, thank God. So we continued to like visit each other back and forth like every month until August came when I officially moved back to Philadelphia. I left Pittsburgh for good. I miss my house so much, y'all. I love that house. Yes, I left Pittsburgh for good, but I still have like friends and stuff. My school is still up there. I have connections in Pittsburgh. I'm actually thinking about visiting Pittsburgh, but I did leave in like the end of 2018, I believe. August of 2018 I left, and then I moved back to Philly and started my new life with my new man. So that's where I'm at now. And like I said, that was the end because I'm currently still in a relationship with him. I'm so happy. And as you get older and get more mature, you're not only going to look back at all the red flags that you should have saw from previous relationships, but you're also going to appreciate the relationship that you're currently in now, because like everything is just really good. Like, everything is good. Like, everything is amazing with my current relationship. And I would have, if I didn't go through what I went through with my ex, I probably would have like took this relationship for granted or something like that. Like, I do not take my boyfriend for granted at all. I love him so much, and all of my BS that he puts up with because I'm kind of hard to handle. Every girl is hard to handle. Yeah. So that is the story. How am I like not even half, y'all? Didn't even get through the front, so I'm gonna finish taking this out. But yes, honey, that is the story. That is the story time, friend. I look crazy right now. And so hopefully you guys learned something from this. If you are in college, just know you can wait. You have all the time in the world. Know that men do not mature as fast as women. So if you are in college, you're probably dating somebody that is very immature, usually between like 25 plus. I would even say 30 plus. That's when men start to like settle down and get mature. But you dating a little 18, 21, 22-year-old, honey, it ain't gonna work. I'm not saying all men are like that, but most guys at that age, they just want to have fun. They want to dibble and dabble, which you should. You're young. Go have fun. Do your thing. But if you're in a relationship, you can't do that, you know? So if you are in college or if you are in high school, just take your time. Like, if I had a child that was in college or in high school, I would tell them that they're not allowed to date. based on experience, don't do it. It's like, nah, do what you want. Yeah, I mean, you gotta go through your traumatic experiences, just how I went through mine. But if I could go back in time to my freshman year, I definitely would have decided to stay single in college, and I would still go to Pittsburgh, and I probably would have stayed single in Pittsburgh and just like live my best life, because I was really living it up in Pittsburgh, being focused on me, honey. Like I told y'all, like I lost mad weight. I'm gonna see if I can find some photos. I lost mad weight. I was just doing like everything I was supposed to be doing. Like, I was getting my money, I had my car, I had my house. Like, I was living it up in Pittsburgh. Like, and that showed me that I can stand on my own 2 feet and I don't need nobody, you know what I mean? So I'm really excited to see what the future holds for me with my next house that I'm going to be living in. But yeah, that is the story. Hope you guys took something away from it. My crazy ex Reptar cheating on me. I'm throwing flutes at his head. So that happened. I hope I didn't leave anything out. I don't think I did, but if I did, oh well, I'm over it. Like I said, this happened so long ago, so I don't really care. I'm in a way better position than I am now, so I feel good talking about it, and I hope that my story and all my red flags will help another young lady that is watching this. So yeah, y'all, I'm gonna finish taking out my hair. I'm probably gonna be here for a while. I'm probably just gonna put a movie on. Thank you guys for watching. If you want, I'll come back on here when all these are taken out, just like show you guys, but then I gotta take the braids out. Child, it's gonna be a long night, friend. It's 9:30, bro. There you go. It's 9:30, friends. It's 9:30, so I'm gonna be here probably till like 12 o'clock dealing with my hair, but let me go ahead and go. Hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did like this story time, let me know, because I have more crazy stories just like this. Not a lot, yeah, I mean, my life was pretty much normal. I was a nerd. But I do have crazy stories of like younger Aleia sneaking out the house, sneaking into clubs, stealing my mom's car, going to go see boys, being a basic teenager. So if y'all want to hear any of that stuff too, I can tell you, just based off of experience. Just trying to help people. Just trying to help people, friend. That's all. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Aleia. This is, as always, Aleia, where we always keep it real. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.